The library was Ruru's sanctuary. The scent of aging paper and leather soothed her, a familiar comfort in a world that felt increasingly unsteady. Sunlight streamed through arched windows, illuminating dust motes dancing in the air. She trailed her fingers along the spines of countless volumes, each one a world waiting to be discovered. Her heart hummed a familiar song as she reached the poetry section, her fingers instinctively finding the worn spine of Halal Hafiz's collected works. Hafiz's words had always resonated with Ruru, his poems a soothing balm for her soul. His verses spoke of love and loss, joy and sorrow, mirroring the complex tapestry of human emotions. As she opened the book, a faded photograph slipped out, fluttering to the floor like a fallen leaf. It was a picture of her and Lesu, their faces illuminated by shared laughter. Back then, their happiness felt as permanent as the words etched on the pages of her beloved books. Now the memory brought a sharp pang to her chest, a painful reminder of how quickly things could change. The library, once a haven, now felt stifling. The weight of unspoken words, of fractured promises, pressed down on her. Ruru quickly tucked the photograph back into the book, a tangible reminder of a love that was slowly turning to ash. She needed air, space to breathe, and silence the whispers of doubt that gnawed at her. Their laughter echoed in her ears. It was the sound of pure, unadulterated joy. Ruru remembered the day vividly. They had been at a bustling street market, the air thick with the aroma of spices and the vibrant energy of haggling vendors. Lesu, here, try this on. Lesu, always the charmer, had bought her a ridiculous hat adorned with plastic fruit. She had pretended to be annoyed, but the laughter bubbling from her throat betrayed her amusement. Lesu, you look absolutely delicious. He had a knack for making her smile, for chasing away the shadows that sometimes clung to her. They had spent the rest of the day wandering through the market, their hands intertwined. He would steal bites of her food, his eyes twinkling with mischief, and she would retaliate by playfully bumping him with her hip. That night, under a canopy of stars, he had promised her forever. Lesu, I promise, forever. His words, whispered with such sincerity, had felt like a sacred vow. Another memory surfaced, this one bittersweet. They were at the beach, the waves crashing against the shore in a soothing rhythm. The air was salty and sweet, the sky ablaze with the fiery hues of the setting sun. Lesu had written her name in the sand, his touch lingering on her skin as he whispered that their love would endure, just like the ocean. The first cracks in their relationship had appeared subtly, like hairline fractures in a seemingly solid foundation. Lesu, once attentive and affectionate, grew increasingly distant. He was withdrawn, his eyes often clouded with a distant look that sent a shiver of unease down her spine. His once frequent calls became sporadic, his voice strained as if he were speaking through a thick fog. Lesu, it's just work stress, nothing to worry about. He dismissed her concerns with a wave of his hand, attributing his behavior to work stress and fatigue. Ruru, however, couldn't shake off the gnawing feeling that something was amiss. His excuses felt hollow, his reassurances lacking their usual warmth. The laughter that had once filled their days dwindled, replaced by a strained silence that spoke volumes. The air crackled with unspoken tension, every conversation a minefield of misunderstandings and hurt feelings. The distance between them, once non-existent, now stretched out like a vast, unbridgeable chasm. One particularly heated argument ended with Lesu suggesting a boat trip. Lesu, maybe a boat trip will help us reconnect, rekindle the flame. He claimed it would be a chance for them to reconnect, to rekindle the flame that seemed to be flickering precariously close to extinction. Ruru, desperate to salvage what remained of their love, agreed, clinging to his words as a drowning man clings to a lifeline. Deep down, however, a seed of doubt had been sown, whispering warnings that she couldn't ignore.